Let's go! Come on inside here to the Drubner Center on the campus here at Post University in Waterbury, Connecticut. It is time for Post Hoops to take the floor in town in Waterbury to face off against the Eagles on this Wednesday night in chilly middle of January. It's the Caldwell Cougars hailing from Caldwell, New Jersey. It'll be the women's to tip off first here, men's following at 7:30. Griffin Cass on hand. Glad you could tune in here on this Wednesday night in Waterbury, Connecticut. Let's take a look at our starting lineups. Typical starting five for the Eagles of Dee Stevenson, Maya Klein, Ty Shanae Simmons, Trinity Bravo, and Taina Pagan. And the anticipated starting five for Caldwell as well. Janelle Lewis, who ranks 6th in the CACC in points per game at 14.9. Amaya Bray, Lucy Coogan, Brooke Corbett, and Sophia DeMauro. For Caldwell, they are led by Christy Conforti in her 3rd year. Caldwell comes into this one at 4-9 overall and 1-3 in conference. They are 2-6 on the road. This is a North Division matchup here in the CACC. The Eagles, the 2nd seed in the North Division. Caldwell, the 5th seed. Eagles coming to this one at 8-6 overall. Man, have they been steaming in their past 6 games. They are 3-1 in conference. They are winners of 5 of their last 6 games. Eagles are peaking at the right time this season. I talked to Courtney Burns, first-year head coach for the Eagles, and she described her team as, peaking here at the right season, starting to build a lot of momentum, and she feels like they are a team that nobody wants to see come March, especially on the defensive side. So the Eagles in white uniforms, the Cougars in the red uniforms. It'll be Taina Pagan and Lucy Coogan to jump it up at half court. The officials are getting set, and we are ready to rock and roll here at the Drubner Center. Got a very exciting Wednesday evening of hoops for you here in Waterbury, Connecticut. 2 North Division squads. The tip is won by Pagan, and the Eagles at 8-6 will have the game's first offensive possession. Dribble handoff here with Maya Klein. Leads the team in points per game at 13.3. Now it's Trinity Bravo. Post-entry feed for Pagan. Back out. Klein's first 3 of the game is short, but she got fouled on the triple, and she'll be heading to the line to shoot 3. Maya Klein has been a force here for the Eagles this season. The graduate student from Stamford, Connecticut, stands at 5'6". She is 2nd in the CACC in three-point percentage at 42.2, and number 10 in the conference in points per game at 13.3. As the officials converging at the scores table, sorting something out. Klein will be at the line here to shoot 3, looking to get the Eagles on the board first. The foul goes on Bray. All cords on the first of 3 by Klein. Klein on December 30th, right here in this gym against Bloomfield College, dropped a 30 ball, 30 points, her season high. She played for Sacred Heart as she is off the mark on the 3rd free throw. Here's Janelle Lewis, who averages 14.9 points per game. She is 6th in the CACC in points per game. Hard drive by Sophia DeMauro. Couldn't finish, and Taina Pagan, who ranks 2nd in the CACC, grabs her first rebound. Who ranks 2nd in the CACC in rebounds per game, at 9.6, just grabbed her first rebound of the game. Klein stumbles in some trouble, needs a friend, and it's picked away by Lewis. She is ahead of the field. 2-2 with 55 seconds gone here in the opening quarter. And so glad you could be with us here on the CACC Network on this Wednesday night, a chilly night in the middle of January here in Waterbury, Connecticut. But the vibes are warm here in the Drubner Center. Got some very exciting matchups for you. On hand, baby hook by Pagan gets her first bucket of the game. Pagan 3rd on the team in points per game at 9.4. She has had a dominant season, nearly averaging a double-double for Courtney Burns this season. Pagan is a grad student from New London, Connecticut. Lewis too strong on the J. And it's rebounded by Pagan, her second of the first quarter. Stevenson, hard drive, and she didn't get fouled. It's knocked out of bounds. Nice defensive play there by Lewis. Lewis will be the primary defender on Stevenson, who averages 11 points per game for the Eagles. Under the basket, out of bounds here. Klein will trigger. Gets it into Dede. Dede looking for Klein. It's handoff to Shanae Simmons. Takes the three, bounces it. It's Pagan at the foul line. Back out Bravo. 9 on the shot clock for the Eagles to work with. Bravo on the drive. The pull-up is pure. Trinity Bravo drew 2 defenders right there. No problem on the J. Gets her first bucket of the game. Trinity Bravo has really developed into the heart and soul of this Eagles squad. Got a feisty personality. You know, she's really the vocal leader on this Eagles squad as we get travel there on Coogan. Bravo is someone that you love to have on your team and you despise playing against. And she brings that kind of energy to Courtney Burns' squad. As she gets a call there from Courtney Burns. A design play coming up here with Stevenson at the controls. She crosses over right to left. Backdoor to Klein. That's intercepted by Bray. And here comes the Cougars on the other end, trailing by 4. The stop, pop, J, halfway down and out. Bravo collects the rebound, and here comes Simmons running with Klein. Nice move. Simmons all the way inside, goes to the float game, and it's good. Shanae Simmons has really come on here for Courtney Burns in the past few games, making her 8th start of the season here tonight. Eagles with an auspicious first 3 minutes. They lead 8-2. Here's Lewis powering her way inside, trying to play some bully ball. And Caldwell commits the turnover. Post 3 for 4 from the field here to start. It's Stevenson looking for her first bucket. It was denied by Coogan, picked up by Bray. Bray has no numbers. Back out for Lewis. And Janelle Lewis, a freshman, he gets fouled by Stevenson right there on the perimeter with 6:39 to play here in the opening frame. Just getting underway. Lewis is from Jersey City, New Jersey. Again, only a freshman. Looks like we have an issue with the clock. It was never running. So we'll have a side out here on the left sideline. It'll be Corbett to trigger. Where's number 14 for Caldwell? Gets it into Lewis. Lewis tries to power in, kick out Corbett. She takes it on the baseline, and the nice reverse lay is true. Brooke Corbett gets her first basket of the game. Stevenson in and out dribble, back out Klein. Caldwell really going to want to close out on Maya Klein. Again, shoots the 3 ball at 42%. She has it here at the top of the key, finds Bravo on the post entry feed. The step back J is too strong, and it's Bray climbing the ladder for the board. 4 minutes played in this first quarter, and DeMauro gets fouled on the floor, and for the first time we will see Naj White coming into the game. She had 19 points in 17 minutes on Saturday against Goldie Beacom. She was 7 for 7 from the floor. Perfect game for Naj White. Also, Maya Santiago, the former Canisius Golden Griffin, checks into the game for the first time for Courtney Burns. So Simmons and Bravo will take a seat here. Coogan, drive, kick out, Lewis. Traveled. It looks like Stevenson urged the official to make that call. Called out the travel first, and the official blows the whistle. 8-4 Eagles here, 5:49 to play in the first frame. It is Stevenson, Santiago, White, Pagan, and Klein, the 5 on the floor for Courtney Burns. White fires for 3 and misses her first shot of the game. Cooled off a little bit from Saturday, but she almost gets the interception right there. DeMauro finds Lewis at the foul line. She goes right at Pagan. No fear right there, going at the 6'1" forward. Couldn't get the lay, but it's White on the other end. Klein thought about the triple. Coming up on the midway point here in the opening quarter. It goes to White. She puts it on the deck and draws the blocking foul on Brooke Corbett. And we will see Lysandra Turner checking into the game for the first time. If Lysandra scores 11 points here today, she reaches the 1K milestone. Not 100K, my apologies. 1,000 points in her collegiate career. Again, needs 11 points to reach that feat. And into the game for the first time, we see Brianna Carey, number 21 in red, subbing out Corbett. First substitution in for Christy Conforti. It goes down low to Pagan. She takes it on the baseline with authority. Taina Pagan, again, almost averaging a double-double this season. Averaging 9.4 points and 9.6 rebounds. She is a force to be reckoned with here in the CACC. A big part of the Eagles' success here through the first 14 games. Casey. We get a offensive 3 seconds there. It's called on Coogan. And the Eagles will take the ball up by 6 as we'll see Ty-Shanae Simmons back into the game. She'll sub out Pagan. So Courtney Burns going with a little bit of a small ball lineup here. Santiago is the tallest player at 5'9". Let's see what this unit brings to the table. Lots of shooting on the floor. It's Simmons, short. Rebounded there by Lewis, and she looks to push for Caldwell. Lewis sees a lane and gets whacked going to the tin with 4:28 to play here in the first quarter. Janelle Lewis, 5'3", again, only a freshman, has had a stellar rookie campaign here for the Cougars in her freshman year. Again, 6th in the CACC in points per game at 14.9 a game. She is 51 for 77 from the foul line on the season, make her 52 for 78 now. Caldwell as a team shoots the free throws at 67.7%. Not too bad. Lewis back iron on that one off the heel, and Santiago with a nice rebound. 5-point Eagles lead. Turner bounces it. White looks to create. In some trouble, needs a friend. She has Turner. Turner across the lane, pulls it up, and puts it in. 9 points away from 1K now, and she's going to the foul line for a 3-point play. Lysandra Turner, the graduate student from New Rochelle, New York, stands at 5'6". A nice spark plug off the bench for Courtney Burns. And again, now only 9 points away from 1,000 career points in her collegiate career. A sensational milestone, to say the least. I mean, so much work in the offseason needs to be put in to get to that mark, as she can't connect on the free throw to complete the 3-point play. 12-5 Eagles here, 4:10 to play in the first quarter. As we get a whistle on the floor, it'll be a side out for the Cougars on the right sideline. Carey will trigger. Post at your feet, inside for Coogan, looking for her first bucket. Follows her miss, back up and in. Yes, and a foul. Lucy Coogan, number 11 in the CACC in points per game at 13.2, second on the team behind Lewis, as for the first time we'll see Jaden Burns into the game, subbing out Maya Klein. Jaden Burns with 10 games played, averaging 5.9 minutes per game. Whereas number 34 on the back of her jersey, seeing some early action in here. Still haven't seen Raquel Washington off the bench for the Eagles. Washington had that game-winning bucket at Staten Island on January 3rd. As the officials in the conversation right here. Been a lot of stoppage in play here throughout the first 6 minutes between the officials and the scores table. Lucy Coogan a sophomore from Ireland. As we get some tunes played in the Drubner Center while the officials check it out. Players will go back to their coaches, and we'll step aside for the first break here on the CACC Network. You are watching Division II Women's Basketball. Back out of the quick 20-second break. We are all set. Lucy Coogan at the line to shoot one, pardon me, the and one opportunity. Coogan stands at 6 feet. Again, a sophomore from Ireland. Connects on the free throw to complete the three-point play. It's a 4-point game. Under 4 to play here in the first quarter. Turner bounces it. Simmons back up top to Burns. Worked around to White. She sees a lane. She kicks it out. Ty Shanae, who fakes the three on the drive, off glass, too strong, and DeMauro with the board. Here comes Lewis. DeMauro inside, and Coogan is fouled on the entry feed. And for the first time, we will see KJ Gordon on the Caldwell side, and for the first time, we'll see the backup big here for Courtney Burns. Raquel Washington into the game now, so the Eagles go away from this little small ball lineup. Santiago checks out, and Washington in. Washington stands at 6'1", a senior. Coogan back to the line. All chords on the first of two. Coogan now 2 for 2 from the line. She has 4 points. Lewis has 3, and Corbett has 2. Those are the scorers for Caldwell here to start. Trailing by 3 with 3:37 to play in the opening frame. Turner, the quick push. Clears out White. Back up top Burns. Worked over to Simmons now. White looks for Washington off the post entry feed. Back out Burns. She'll try a 3. Short. White fighting for the offensive rebound. She is fouled on the floor. As Stevenson and Bravo getting set to come back in on the Eagles side. Turner and Burns to check out. And Eagles looking to be winners of 6 of their last 7 with a win here. Currently the number 2 seed in the North Division in the CACC. Bravo has it. Puts it on the deck, takes it right at her defender and finishes no problem for Trinity Bravo, taking out her do-it-yourself kit and give her the deuce. Bravo now with 4. Coogan, she'll try the mid-range. Too strong. That's Carey on the offensive rebound. Getting the fresh 20 for the Cougars. DeMauro. Bray. White with the tight defense. Gordon in some trouble. 6 on the shot clock. Bray cuffed up the handle, and White with the theft. Stevenson has Simmons in the left corner. She gets it to her. The 3 up and through. Ty Shanae Simmons from the outside. And the Eagles with a 7-point lead, 2:15 to play here in the first frame. Washington calling out ball, 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 and it's fumbled by Coogan. White with the steal. Under 2 to play here in the first quarter. Stevenson, the drive, the kick. Simmons, White. Stevenson. Didi looking to create. Nice move inside to Washington, and she couldn't hold on to the pass. That one had a little too much Frank's Red hot sauce on it. It's Gordon almost turning it over, and we get a jump ball. Possession stays with the Cougars with 99 seconds to play here in the first quarter. And for the first time, we'll see Gulis Esposito into the game. She'll check out Bray. Esposito, a sophomore from Staten Island, New York. Here's Gordon. Watched by Stevenson. Carey. Down low to Coogan, and she is whacked going up with the lay. Coogan, who is 3 for 3 from the foul line, will head back there for her 3rd trip of the game, as Pagan will likely come in for Washington here. Coogan, a very good free throw shooter, 83% coming into this one. She is now 4 for 4 from the line. Make her 5 for 5. Coogan now leading all scorers for Caldwell. She's got 7. 7 of the 11 here for Caldwell. Post-entry feed to Bravo on the right block. Give and go with Stevenson, and she is fouled. And Coogan and Gordon can't believe the whistle. Neither can Christy Conforti. An incredulous Christy Conforti. Can't believe it. So here's Stevenson at the line for her first free throws of the game. She is 41 for 50 on the year at 82%. All chords on the first of 2. This one would put the Eagles up by 3 possessions. Eagles shooting at a 50% clip from the floor, 7 for 14 to start, as Caldwell is 3 for 9. Struggling to get looks is Caldwell on the offensive end. Lucy Coogan has been leading the way, again with 7 points. Nice drive, no finish from Carey, and Stevenson will look to run the break. Slows it down, back out Pagan. Bravo, back to Taina. She takes it right at Coogan. A nice star-studded front court matchup right there, and Pagan wins that battle. Pagan now 3 for 3 from the floor, give her 6, leading all scorers for the Eagles. 12-second difference, shot clock, game clock. Coogan, the pull-up is off right, and it's Simmons with the rebound. Shot clock is dark. Bravo looks to push, and she'll slow it down now. Eagles can take the final shot of the quarter, up by 9. An auspicious first 10 minutes here for the Eagles, looking to end it with a bang. It's Stevenson perusing, feeding it. White has it with 5 seconds. White, kick out. Stevenson tries the 3. And that takes us to the end of the first quarter. It's the Eagles 21, the Cougars 12. You are watching Division II women's basketball, and it's on the CACC network. First quarter is in the books, and here we go, getting ready for the second quarter. Eagles up by 9. A solid start in that first quarter. It's Simmons, Stevenson, Bravo, Pagan, and White, the 5 on the floor to begin this second half for the Eagles. Lewis, Carey, Corbett, Coogan, and Bray, the 5 on the floor for the Cougars. Dribble handoff here with Bravo. Bravo on the drive, sprays it out Stevenson. White fakes the 3, pulls it back. Post-entry feed for Pagan, who led the Eagles in scoring in that first quarter with 6. 4 on the shot clock. Stevenson looking to create and loses it out of bounds. Nice defense there from Lewis. Yeah, so Pagan and Coogan leading their respective squads in scoring, the two front court battle. Bravo is watching Coogan here. An interesting battle all evening long. Coogan and Pagan. That's a nice dish by Coogan, but it's Carey not able to hold on to the pass, and the Cougars turn it over. Seven turnovers now for Caldwell, 4 for the Eagles. White takes it to the foul line. Simmons uses the screen, putting on the handle. White thought about the catch and shoot. 5 on the shot clock. Stevenson hoists from 3 and drains it. D.D. Stevenson from the outside. Not a great three-point shooter. She only shoots it at 27%, but she has the ability to knock it down. It's Carey on the short corner. Jay, yes. As Stevenson drives, kicks. On the backdoor cut, it is Simmons traveling. She wanted the continuation there. Doesn't get it. Pass inside, lay off the mark, and Stevenson pushes it into the front court. Feeds it for Pagan, her left nail. Jay is through, rattles it home. Taina Pagan having a nice start here for the Eagles. She's got 8. Here's Lewis, watched by Stevenson. Lewis now in the corner, drives it on the baseline and banks it home off the left side of the window. Hard drive, easy finish for Lewis. As Simmons pulls for 3 and missed everything. Eagles with a double-digit lead here. 7:20 to play in the first half. 26-16. It's Lewis at the controls. She's got 5 here so far. Kick out for Corbett. She's only 1 for 6 from downtown on the season. Didn't want that. Inside to Coogan. Regains it. Pagan fighting on the for the possession, and she's got it. White on the push. Had it poked from behind by Bray. We see Salah Kaupte into the game now for the first time for the Eagles. Here's the crossover, the kick. Corbett splits the defense, gets inside. Might have taken one too many steps. Ball tipped out of play there by Pagan with 6:46 to play here in the opening frame. Lysandra Turner back in for the Eagles, and Sophia DeMauro back in for the Cougars. Coogan will sub out. 5 on the floor here for Caldwell. It is Bray, DeMauro, Corbett, Carey, and Lewis. Carey, the drive, and we get a kickball violation called on the Eagles with 6:41 to play here in the first half. Burns subs back in, and Pagan will sub out. So 5 on the floor here for the Eagles. It's Klein, Kaupte, Burns, Stevenson, and Turner. Again, Lysandra Turner 9 points away from 1,000 career points in her collegiate career. DeMauro has it at the foul line, sprays it out. Carey across the lane. Lewis, nice pass inside. That window was very tight. She was able to get it to Bray, but she missed the lay. Turner ahead. Right next to Klein, she fires for 3. Back iron, Turner with the offensive rebound. Fresh 20 for the Eagles, and she gets tied up. It'll be possession Cougars. Eagles shooting very well from the floor here, 10 for 19. Lewis with the dribble handoff, turns the corner and gets to the basket. Quick move there by Lewis. And she's looking to heat up. Nice pass inside for Turner. 7 points away from 1K. And we get a delay of game warning called on Turner. .5:53 to play here in the first half. 28-18 lead for the Eagles. Looking to be winners of 6 of their last 7. Lewis brings it into the front court with 7 points. Lewis and Coogan have 14 of the 18 Caldwell points. Lewis is starting to cook up. Give her 9, leading all Cougars in the scoring column. And she brings them back within single digits. Klein, the right to left crossover into the 3. Not enough. Burns trying to track down the rebound. It's Turner picking it up, goes inside, and missed the lay. Kaupte gets fouled on the floor. As it'll be KJ Gordon back in. She'll sub out Lewis. As Lewis gets a breather, she heads to the bench with 9 points in 11 minutes. 4 for 6 from the floor is Lewis. Under the basket, out of bounds here for the Eagles. Coming up on the midway point here in the second quarter, Eagles with an 8-point lead. Klein trying to make it 11. Klein has not made one from the outside yet. 0 for 3 from downtown. Again, second in the CACC in 3-point percentage at 42%. Here's Corbett. Drive, kick, Bray, a 3. Too strong. Turner with the strong side rebound has it poked out of bounds by Corbett. As Simmons will come back in here. She'll sub out Klein. Turner swings it. She gets it back. Bounces it for Kaupte. Ball hopping around here for the Eagles. Burns back out. Stevenson thought about the pass. Fires the triple and connects. No, excuse me, it was a long 2. Stevenson had a foot on the line. But either way, the Eagles back up by double digits thanks to D.D. Stevenson. DeMauro feeds it to Bray. Gordon tries to spin, lost the handle. Stevenson on the break, shovels it to Turner, and she banks it in off the window. Timeout, Christy Conforti. Eagles with a 12-point lead, 4:17 to play here in the first half. You are watching Division II women's basketball here on the CACC Network. 4:17 to play here in the first half. It is a 32-20 lead for the Eagles. Eagles are 6-1 at home on the year, 8-6 overall. They play so much better here at the Drubner Center versus on the road. They are 2-5 away from the Drubner. It's Coogan 3, and Burns climbs the ladder for the board, and they get Simmons for the foul on the floor, and will stay here with the Cougars. And Simmons perplexed at the call, as Trinity Bravo looking to sub back in. She'll sub out Simmons so Simmons can cool off a little bit on the sidelines. Simmons just picked up her second personal foul. 4:03 to play here in the first half. Eagles 13 for 26 from the floor, shooting very well to start. It's into Coogan, and we get a foul on the floor. It will go against the Eagles. It's called on, I believe they get Pagan. If that's on Pagan, that's her first personal foul. 6 minutes gone here in the second quarter. It's Corbett on the perimeter. Nice crossover. The kick, it is a Gordon jump shot. And Pagan hauls in the rebound. Bravo runs the break, running with Turner, bounces it to White, rejected by Bray, out of play. And taking a look at Lysandra Turner, 5 points away from getting to the 1K mark in her collegiate career. It's into her off the inbound pass. Burns swings it to Bravo, that's a 3. Swirls the iron. Around and out. Coogan. Bravo wanted a carry right there. It's out to DeMauro. No hesitation on the 3. Rebound tapped out by Corbett. Out to Bray. Jump shot way off. As Corbett fighting on the ground, we get a jump ball possession Eagles with 3:21 to play here in the first half. As Lewis will come back in for Caldwell. Lewis has 9 points in 11 minutes, 4 for 6 from the floor for the freshman. Turner will run the point with White, Bravo, Burns, and Pagan. That's a 5 on the floor for Courtney Burns. Coming up on 3 minutes to play here in this first half. Been a pristine first half here by the Eagles, and that's a pristine pass by Bravo, but Pagan couldn't finish it. Now Lewis on the other end draws a blocking foul. And Lewis a little shaken up, getting up. Bravo still on the ground as Santiago and Klein getting set to come back in for the Eagles with 2:52 to play in the first half. Burns and Bravo will sub out. It'll be Lewis at the line here. As Brianna Carey coming back in for the Cougars. She'll sub out Bray. Cougars were 10-18 last season overall, 6-12 in conference. The Eagles 21-10 overall, 14-4 in conference. Lewis. Now 1 for 3 from the line. Lewis, not the best free throw shooter, comes into this game at 66% on the year. Not bad, but not great. As she's into double figures now with 10, the only player in the game with double figures. Pagan leading the way for the Eagles with 8 points. As it'll be Turner now into the front court. Bounces it for Santiago. Kick out, White. Up top, Klein looking for her first made 3 of the game, and she can't get it now. 0 for 4 from downtown is Klein. As that one goes out of play. Stevenson will sub out Turner, so Turner likely not going to get to the 1K mark in this half. She'll have her chances in the second half. Eagles with an 11-point lead, 2.5 to play here in the first half, and Coogan took one too many steps. Ninth turnover for Caldwell. The turnover is accumulating for the Eagles a little bit. They are at 7. 9-7 in the turnover category. Coming up on 2 to play. It's out to White, wide open for 3, and she makes no mistake. Yes, from the outside. Yeah, Naj White on Saturday was perfect from the floor, 7 for 7 from the field. She had 19 points in 17 minutes. Bad pass intercepted by White. Looking to turn defense into offense. 1-2, the step through got fouled. Going up with a shot with 1:55 to play here in the second. It'll be 2 free throws for Naj White. The junior guard from Hartford, Connecticut stands at 5'6". Her first free throws of the game. A 64% shooter from the line on the year. Comes into this one 25 for 39. Can't get the first of 2 right there. White in 12 minutes has 3 points. Drains the back end of 2. Kaupte back in. White will sub out. No, White will not sub out. Santiago will sub out. Winding things down here in this first half. A propitious first half here from the Eagles, leading by 15. Looking to extend their home record to 7-1. That will be an illegal screen set by Coogan. And it's White drawing the foul. And for the first time, we will see Shantia Alexander into the game. The freshman stands at 5'7". She subs out Coogan. Coogan just picked up her second personal foul. So Christy Conforti wants to not gamble by leaving her in. Bad pass by Kaupte, intercepted by DeMuro, running the break, cuffs up the handle, ball on the floor. It's ripped by Alexander. She says, give me all of that, and draws the foul. So Alexander with a nice spark off the bench, providing that energy and hustle. Just really out-hustle Kaupte there for the loose ball. 1:27 to play here in this first half. Alexander is 6 for 10 from the foul line on the year. Off right on the first of 2. Alexander, a New Jersey native from North Plainfield. Off the mark on both free throws. Kaupte's got it. Klein, the crossover, the dish inside to White. Tasty dish set up by Klein. Eagles with their largest lead of the first half. It's at 17 coming up on a minute to play. Corbett settles and connects. Now Stevenson slows it down, thought about a 3. It's inside to Pagan. She didn't see that pass coming, but she's got it. And Stevenson, a little bit of a discombobulated offensive possession there by the Eagles, results in a turnover. That is their 9th turnover of the first half. Both teams have a lot of turnovers. It's a carry 3. She puts it up and through. A mini 5-0 run for the Cougars brings them within 12. And Courtney Burns not happy on the Eagles sideline. Nor should she be. Dangerous pass by Klein. It's Stevenson. Whips it to Santiago. Not Santiago. That's White. And Stevenson connects on the long 2. Didi's jump shot has been falling here in this first half. She's got 9, 5, 4, Drive by Gordon, missed everything, and Pagan has the rebound, and the Eagles will take a 14-point lead. Heading into the break, it's Post 40, Caldwell 26. You are watching Division II women's basketball here on the CACC Network. We'll be back after halftime.
champions know how to seize opportunities. When they see moments of greatness unfold right before their eyes, they push as hard as they possibly can, and then they push harder. Because the heart of a champion never settles, never quits, and never stops giving its all. We are champions. We are Division II. We go big, we give it everything we've got, and we win. On the field, on our campuses, in our communities, for our causes, in our careers. We rise to become champions in everything we do. We are Division II, and there are no limits here. We make our time count. We set our own path. We become champions on our terms. It's time to up your game, because we're here to play and learn. But most importantly, we're here to discover ourselves, our vision, our heart, our drive, to achieve every goal we aim for, because we want to be champions at the highest level, life. At Division II, the opportunities are here. Are you ready?
In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
In a country where 1 in 5 people are affected by a mental health condition, it's time for all of us to step up and change the conversation.
We all have stress in our lives and manage it in different ways.
Grades,
finances,
practice,
family,
games,
finals,
homework,
playing time,
friends,
midterms,
treatment, studying,
sleep, time for me.
We don't have to find the balance on our own.
It's okay not to be okay.
We're all in this together.
People can and do get better.
Caring about one another can be your competitive advantage.
Communicate.
Be aware.
Show compassion.
Be a champion for each other.
Hope starts with you.
Hope starts with me.
Hope starts with us. We are CACC student athletes, and we are breaking the stigma.
The NCAA has nearly 500,000 student-athletes from more than 1,200 member schools and conferences. There are more than 19,000 teams competing for 90 championships in 24 sports across 3 divisions. Division II has more than 124,000 student-athletes from over 302 colleges and universities. The division offers athletic scholarships while balancing a collegiate athletic environment that encourages student-athletes to discover and pursue what they love. The annual NCAA convention is where Division II members implement new rules. Delegates from every school and conference gather to discuss and vote on each proposal. Each eligible school, conference office, and the Student-Athlete Advisory Committee hold one vote. New rules in Division II can originate in one of 2 ways. A majority of proposals start in Division II committees. Those groups, comprised of representatives from member schools or conferences, debate concepts and forward recommendations to the Division's Management Council and President's Council. The Division II Management Council reviews each proposal from the committees, makes recommendations, and forwards them to the President's Council. The President's Council, composed of college presidents and chancellors, is the top leadership group in Division II. Its primary function is to establish and direct general policy and strategic direction for the division. It is the only group within the governance structure that can sponsor legislation for a vote at convention on its own. New rules can also be proposed directly from Division II members. If 15 active Division II schools or 2 conferences sign on as sponsors, the proposal will be voted on by the entire Division II membership, no matter what position the division's committees and councils take. Through the legislative process, the Division II membership and its representatives enact change across the division.
Stevenson leading the way in that first half with 9 points in 60 minutes, and the only player in double figures scoring is Janelle Lewis, who leads the team in scoring on the year at 14.9 points per game. She's got 10 in 11 minutes on the Caldwell side. Griffin Castle on hand, so glad you could be with us here on this Wednesday evening. The men's coming up next, right after this one. The men's team currently ranked, according to College Basketball Nation, number 16 in the country in all of Division II. And for these Eagles here, the women's team, this is the 43rd all-time matchup versus Caldwell. They are 13-29 overall. Last matchup came on February 14th, 2023, where the Eagles won 66-64. Eagles have won the last 6 matchups versus Caldwell, and looking good to extend that streak to 7. Starting 5 on the floor here for Caldwell to begin this second half. It's Lewis, Gray, Corbett, Coogan, and DeMauro. Stevenson, Bravo, Pagan, Klein, Simmons, the starting 5 on the floor for the Eagles to begin this second half. All right, here we go. Eagles winners of 5 of the last 6. Trying to extend that to 6 of the last 7. Caldwell will have the first offensive possession here in the second half, and the clock needs to be running for us to start. So we are going to redo that side out. Eagles shot it well from the floor in that first half. They shot 49%, 16 for 33 from the field. It swung over to Lewis. Her 3 in the left corner is down. Janelle Lewis, give her 13. Klein. Maya Klein was quiet in that first half, only with 2 points. On Saturday, she had 21 points from Goldie Beacon. It looks like she heard me. Maya Klein, yes, from the outside. Answers right back with a 3 of her own. Eagles back up by 14. Bray goes back door. Pass deflected, knocked around. It's into the hands of Klein. She is running. She stops, she pops, and she connects. A 5-0 Maya Klein run here to start this second half. 1 minute gone. Eagles up by 16. Their largest lead of the game was when it was at 17. That was when it was 38-21. A backdoor cut. DeMauro banks it in off the window plus a foul. And she is a little shaken up getting off. She's got a smile on her face. So it looks like she's okay. 8:52 to play here in the third. Sophia DeMauro, her first trip to the free throw line here in this one. She is 23 for 35 on the year from the charity stripe. She's got her first bucket, and she completes the three-point play with the free throw. 13-point game. Excuse me. Yes, 13-point game. Klein has 7, 5 quick points here to begin this second half. It's at Bravo at the left nail. Back out Klein. Give her 3. Ring it up for Maya Klein. Quickly into double figures. 8 points in 90 seconds to begin this second half for the graduate student from Stamford, Connecticut. The lay is missed by Lewis, and it's Stevenson on the other end. In and out dribble, stop, pop, short on the J. Strong side rebound, DeMauro. So Klein, again, only 2 points in that first half, and now she is the only Eagle in double figures scoring. As you get a lot of contact down low, they get Bravo for the foul on the floor. Coogan draws it, and Santiago will come back in. Bravo just picked up her 3rd personal foul, so she'll sub out here with 8:03 to play in the third. Under the basket out of bounds here for the Cougars. It's into Coogan. She stops, she pulls up, and she sticks the landing on the J. Klein has been hot here in the second half. Over to Simmons, and she's got a 3. Ty Shanae Simmons hit 4 3-pointers on Saturday right here in this gym against Goldie Beacom. And Christy Conforti does not like how this second half has started. She wants to call for time with 7:38 to play in the third. It's Eagles 51, the Cougars 34. You are watching Division II women's basketball here on the CACC Network. Back out onto the floor, coming out of the Christy Conforti timeout. It's Klein, Simmons, Stevenson, Pagan, and Santiago, the 5 on the floor for Courtney Burns. And for Christy Conforti, Lewis, Bray, Coogan, Corbett, and DeMauro. 7:35 to play here in the third. Foul on the floor. They get Klein for the whistle. Lewis to trigger. Dribble handoff here with Lewis. She coughs it up. Stevenson with the theft. Running with Santiago. She'll take it herself, and she gets whacked by Lewis going up with the lay. So Stevenson has a chance to get into double figures here. She was 2 for 2 in her previous trip. She has 9 points in 19 minutes. The 5'2" graduate student from Hartford, Connecticut. Second on the team in points per game. Gets the friendly roll on the first of 2. Eagles now with their largest lead of the game. It's at 18, 52-34. This Eagle squad building momentum at the right time. As Stevenson now 4 for 4 from the foul line. Eagles up by 19, 7:15 to play here in the third, so plenty of time for Caldwell. Lewis drives it with her left. Bray takes it inside, pass up on a three, and give her the deuce. 3 minutes gone here in the third. Stevenson, she didn't see Simmons open here on the left wing. Klein stumbles and was fouled by Corbett. Corbett picks up her second personal foul. Lewis has 3 personal fouls on the Caldwell side. Eagles in foul trouble with Trinity Bravo, who has 3. She is on the bench. White will head to the score table for the Eagles. Stevenson bounces it. Simmons. 10 on the shot clock. Santiago hands it off. It is Simmons putting on the nice handle. Lost the handle. Regains it inside to Pagan, who banks it in off the window. Taina Pagan now with 10 points and 8 rebounds. Looking for a double-double. She almost averages a double-double on the season as they get the foul on the floor there on Stevenson. That's her 3rd personal foul, so she'll sub out here. And Lysandra Turner and Naj White check in for Stevenson and Simmons. Lysandra Turner, she needs 5 more points to reach the 1K mark in her collegiate career. She has 6 points here in this one. Guards Lewis. The bounce inside. It's anticipated there by Santiago. White bounces it. Bad pass intercepted by DeMauro. And Courtney Burns. Not a pleasing look on her face after the turnover. Corbett hands it off to Bray. 4 minutes gone here in the third. Coogan puts it on the deck and is whacked by Santiago. They get Santiago for the reach-in foul. Brianna Carey will see her first action of the second half on the Cougar side. Also Raquel Washington checking in for the Eagles. Santiago will check out. For the first time we see Washington and Pagan on the floor at the same time. And love this dynamic that Courtney Burns goes through here with her 2 bigs on the floor at the same time. So Coogan drops in the first of 2 from the line. She's into double figures now with 10. Coogan is now 7 for 7 from the line. Give her 11 on the game. Klein is trapped. She turns it over. Carey puts it up. Couldn't put it in. Ball knocked out of play. They say last touch Eagles. But they might have gotten that one wrong. It looked like Gordon came flying in to tap that one out last. No instant replay here at the Drumner Center, so the Cougars will retain it. Under 6 to play here in this third quarter. It's Carey wide open for 3, and she makes no mistake. Sticks the landing on the J as we get a whistle. As White looks like she is in a little bit of pain. She'll be attended to by the training staff as Jaden Burns subs in her place. So it's Washington, Pagan, Burns, Klein, and Turner, the 5 on the floor here for the Eagles. Caldwell showing this full court press. Washington gets it into Turner. She is trapped. Burns looks to break the press. Turner all the way down the lane, off the window. And fight for possession on the floor. We get a jump ball possession Eagles. As Simmons getting set to check back in. Washington will sub out. And Lewis back in for Gordon on the Cougars side. 5.5 to play here in the third. Under the basket out of bounds. It'll be Turner to trigger. Again, Lysandra's 5 points away from that 1K mark in her collegiate career. Gets it into Pagan. Pagan goes right at Coogan. Baby hook, right hand, off the window and down. Pagan now leading all scorers for the Eagles with 12. Lewis draws a foul on the other end swiftly. As Gordon, a quick breather, heads back to the scores table on the Caldwell side. So here's Lewis at the line. Gordon coming in for Lewis here with 5:19 to play in the third. Lewis 2 for 4 from the line here in this one. Maker 3 for 5 as she gets the friendly roll. Halfway down and out, ball knocked out of play. Last touch, Jaden Burns. Gordon subs in for Lewis. No, Gordon subs out now. Gordon's like, what's going on here? Under the basket, out of bounds here for Caldwell. Trailing by 15. It's into Carey in the corner. She goes right across the lane and finishes the deuce. No resistance there from the Eagles defense. And Carey takes it all the way inside. It goes to Klein. She sets for 3. Halfway down and out. Fight for the rebound. Turner battling for it, but she couldn't haul it in. Timeout called by Courtney Burns on the floor. It's a 13-point game with 4:56 to play in the third. Eagles 57, Cougars 44. It's Division II women's basketball, and you are watching it on the CACC network. Out of the Courtney Burns, quick 30-second timeout. It'll be Caldwell's ball coming out of the break. 4:56 to play here in the third in the 43rd all-time matchup between the Eagles and the Cougars. The Eagles have won the last 6 matchups. The last one coming on February 14th, which was at Caldwell. Eagles won that one 66-64. This one hasn't been as close. 13-point game. Coogan, Lewis, Corbett, Carey, and Bray, the 5 on the floor for Christy Conforti coming out of the timeout. Carey, straightaway triple, you bet! Brianna Carey starting to heat up from the outside. She's 3 for 3 from downtown. It's all the way ahead to Klein. Yes, it goes, and the foul. Klein has had herself a second half here. 10 points in the third quarter. She's got 12 on the game. 4 for 9 from the floor is Klein. Off the mark on the free throw. And Coogan has the rebound. Eagles were up by as much as 19 and have taken their foot off the gas pedal a little bit here. It's an 8-point game as we get a hold called on Pagan. So Caldwell's in the bonus. It'll be 2 free throws here for Coogan. She is true on the first of 2, now 8 for 8 from the line for Lucy Coogan, who shoots at an 83.3% clip coming into this game. Also, the scoreboard reads that the Eagles have 57. They should have 59. Either way, it's a single-digit game after the Eagles were up by as many as 19 when it was 55-36. They get the score right. It's 59-48 Eagles. Lewis on the drive. Throws that one out of bounds, intended for Corbett. As Kaupte will sub back in for the Eagles. She'll sub out Pagan and Gordon back in for the Cougars. Lewis will get a breather here. Then to Turner. Simmons back to Lysandra, who breaks across the timeline. 6 minutes gone here in the third. Eagles with an 11-point lead. It's up top to Klein. She fakes the three. She drives. 1-2, Euro step. No finish. Nice move. Fresh 20 for the Eagles. It's into the corner for Simmons. The knuckleball three is off the mark. It's right to Burns. She goes up, and the Eagles had several chances right there. Couldn't cash in. Gordon stumbled, and it's Carey taking it inside for the deuce. Single-digit game. Cougars are fighting here in Waterbury. Simmons with the post-entry feed. Kaupte on the left block. Sprays it out, Klein. Goes over to Burns. Turner draws a foul, and she's going to the free throw line to shoot a pair. Lysandra Turner 0 for 1 from the line. 5 more points and she reaches the 1K mark. Lewis back in for Gordon after she gets a quick breather. Lewis with 14 points. Brianna Carey has put her point total has ballooned to 15. She leads all scorers in the game. Turner gets the friendly bounce on the first of 2. Back to a double-digit lead for the Eagles. And Lysandra Turner is now 3 points away from the 1K mark. Coming up on 3 minutes to play here in the third, Eagles by 11. Largest lead of the game was at 19 when it was 55-36. Carey, who's had the hot hand, as Lewis retrieves the ball. Turner. And now Simmons ahead of the field. Defense, no offense, as it is swatted out of play by Carey. Nice defensive recovery there by number 21. Azugulas Esposito will check back in, as well as KJ Gordon. Lewis and Bray will sub out under the basket, out of bounds here. It'll be Turner to trigger it in. 2:45 to play here in the third. Gets it into Klein. Burns with the post entry pass. Kaupte goes backdoor off the give and go. The finish is not there, and it's last touch by Kaupte. And Caldwell will take over here as Lewis, her breaks are very short-lived. She subs out for a few seconds, catches her wind, and subs right back in. She leads the team in minutes per game on the year at 30.8. 2:25 to play here in the third. It's a Coogan straightaway triple. Knock it down, Lucy Coogan. 8-point game. Eagles nowhere near in the clear. Cougars have done a nice job fighting here. It's ahead to Klein. She gets a left-handed layup to go off glass. Eagles with a quick bucket. Klein now leading all scorers for the Eagles with 14. Lewis, hard drive, easy finish. Bullying her way inside. Turner shovels it for Simmons in the backcourt. She looks across the timeline and is fouled right as she crosses the midcourt stripe by Corbett. Gordon back in for Lewis. I wonder how long Janelle Lewis will spend on the sidelines. No, not very long. She's right back at the scores table. And it'll be Simmons shooting at the line here with the Eagles in the bonus. 63-55. Stevenson back in for the Eagles. I mean, why even sub out Lewis there? She's just going to come right back in. So it's Esposito, Carey, Coogan, DeMauro, and for Courtney Burns out on the floor. Caldwell shooting from the floor has really picked up here. They're 19 for 39. That's at 48.7%. Eagles 24 for 49 at 49% exactly. Caldwell shot it well from downtown as well, 5 for 9, as Simmons buries the first of two. Perfect trip to the line there for Simmons. Eagles lead back up to double digits. It's 65-55 with 1:45 to play in the third. Nice pass inside, and it's DeMauro drawing the foul on Kaupte. Beautiful dish by Lewis. She'll sub out again. Gordon back in. Lewis on the bench for just a few seconds. Probably. As Pagan getting set to come back in for the Eagles. She will sub out Kaupte. 2 free throws here for DeMauro. Leaves the first one short. DeMauro with 3 points in 21 minutes. She's now 1 for 2 from the foul line. Make her 2 for 3 as she gets a back end of 2 in that trip. Back to a single-digit game, 65-56. Two squads here in the North Division in the CACC doing battle here at the Drubner Center. So glad you're with us here on the CACC Network. It's Turner putting up the jump shot, too strong. Coogan the board. Needs a guard. She'll take it herself. Swings it to DeMauro. Back up top, Carey. She's been feeling it from downtown. That one's off the heel. And it's Pagan climbing the ladder for the board. Her 9th rebound of the game. Pagan flirting with a double-double here. She's got 12 points and 9 boards. Turner. Pagan. Back to Lysandra. 65 seconds remaining here in the third. Simmons at the left nail. 7 on the shot clock. Klein needs to make something happen. She finds Stevenson, who takes it on the baseline. The runner is off. Pagan has a double-double with that rebound, and she puts it back up and in. Give her 14 points and 10 boards. A monster performance here by Taina Pagan. We are not even done with the third quarter yet. 40 seconds to play. And she nearly averages a double-double on the year. Nice drive there by Coogan, and draws a foul on number 30 in white. As Bray getting set to come back in for Caldwell. She will sub out Carey. Coogan at the line where she has been flawless, except for that one free throw that she missed, 8 for 9. She got 15 points and 3 boards. Doesn't get the friendly bounce on that free throw. Coogan has already surpassed her season average of 13.2 points per game. 8 of her 15 coming at the foul line. Make it 9 of her 16 coming from the charity stripe. 3-second difference, shot clock and game clock. Eagles can basically sit on it and take the final shot of the third. Leading by 10, 67-57. 6-1 at home, looking for their 7th win here in the Drubner Center on the year. Gordon watching Stevenson. 8 on the shot clock. Stevenson tries it and draws a foul on the floor. So with the Eagles in the bonus, it'll be Stevenson to shoot at the line with 6 seconds remaining here in the third, as Lewis will sub back in for Gordon. If you're just tuning in, the men's coming up next at 7:30. That's the time that's scheduled for tip-off. Stevenson all chords on the first of 2. The men's team ranked number 16 in the nation according to College Basketball Nation in Division II basketball. Stevenson pure on both free throws. Stevenson is perfect from the foul line here in this one as the runner by Lewis to beat the horn. It doesn't fall, and we head to the fourth quarter with the Eagles up by 12. It's 69-57. You're watching Division II women's basketball, and it's on the CACC network. Don't go anywhere. Fourth and final quarter coming up. All right, here we go. Buckle in, strap up, get your popcorn ready. Fourth and final quarter getting ready to commence here at the Drumner Center. It's 69-57 Eagles with Turner, Stevenson, Klein, Simmons, and Pagan. That's the five on the floor for Courtney Burns heading into this fourth and final quarter. Lewis, Esposito, Bray, DeMauro, and Coogan, five on the floor for the Cougars. Down by 12. They have lost the six pass matchups against the Eagles as Bray gets the offensive rebound and earns the second chance opportunity for the Cougars. Back to a 10-point game. And off here with Simmons. She's left open and she makes the defense pay. Ty Shanae Simmons, kaboom from the outside. Lewis, hard drive off the window, and foul is called before the shot. He goes right at Lewis and is called for the offensive foul. Four different Eagles in double figures. It is Pagan and Klein each with 14, Simmons and Stevenson each with 13 as Turner heading back to the scores table, getting set to come back in. Coogan inside, missed the lay, comes down with the rebound. Jump ball, possession Eagles. Turner back in, Stevenson will sub out. I think Courtney Burns recognizes the milestone that Turner can get here in this game. Again, needs 11 points to reach that 1K mark. She is at 8 points right now. In 13 minutes, she's 3 for 6 from the floor. White, the drive, nice take, Naj White, finish the deuce. No resistance from the Caldwell defense. Klein sub back in for the Eagles. Turner subs out. So White, Simmons, Bravo, Pagan, and Klein. That's the 5 on the floor here for the Eagles, looking to close this one out, up by 11. Coming up on 6 minutes to play here in the 4th and final quarter. White, the bounce. Bravo is fouled on the post entry by Esposito. Esposito, Coogan, Carey, Gordon, and Bray. That's the 5 on the floor for Caldwell. It'll be an under the basket out of bounds here. White will inbound. We'll see Coogan leading the way for Caldwell with 20 points. It's inside to Klein, and she is clobbered by Carey. Klein and Simmons each with 16 points. Lysandra Turner is out with 8 points. She needs 3 more to hit that 1K mark. So they say that foul was on the floor, and it'll be an under the basket out of bounds here for the Eagles. Both teams shooting really well from downtown. Caldwell 5 for 10, Post 8 for 21. And coming up next is the men's versus the Cougars. The Cougars come in at 6 and 7 overall. The Eagles 12 and 2, and number 16 in the country in Division II, according to College Basketball Nation. It's whipped out to Klein. Her 3 is up and true. Maya Klein from the outside is on the money. She's got 19 now. 3 by Carey to answer. Bravo hauls in the rebound. The Eagles have the lead they came into the second half with, up by 14. It was 40-26 at halftime. Bravo turns it over. 5.5 to play here in the 4th. Door is still open for Caldwell. They are still breathing. As it's Coogan, shake and bake. Missed the left-handed layup. Nice move, no finish. Pagan hauls in her 11th rebound of the game. She has 14 points, 11 rebounds here in this one. A monster stat line for number 30 in White. It's up top to Bravo. Back to Simmons, and she shuffled her feet. Took one too many steps going the other way. Eagles commit their 14th turnover to Caldwell's 18. As Stevenson is back in for Simmons. So it's Kaupte, Bravo, Klein, White, and Stevenson. That's a 5 on the floor for Courtney Burns. 5 minutes to play. And midway through the 4th and final quarter, Coogan retrieves it on the near sideline. And a lot of pushing and shoving between White and Lewis. And Trinity Bravo, who's the vocal leader on this squad, calming down White. Trinity Bravo telling her teammates, just don't pay attention to her. Just let her do her talking. As Burns getting set to come back in, it'll be Lewis at the line. Caldwell has never led in this one. Eagles have had the lead the whole time. As Lewis, 1 for 2 with that chip to the line. And under 5 to play. White across the lane, draws 3, flips it to Kaupte. Stevenson, the crossover. Missed everything on the J, fighting for the miss. Lewis picks it up and runs the break. Lewis goes right into White. She's going back to the line to shoot 2 here. 1 for 2 in her previous trip a few moments ago. Lewis and Coogan have combined for 40 of the 69 Caldwell points. Carey has 15. Lewis, the freshman, now leading the Cougars in scoring with 21. And 6 in the CACC in points per game, coming into this one at 14.9. Lucy Coogan, number 11 in the CACC at 13.2. Give Lewis 22 points. Still time left. 11-point game. 82-71, 4:32 remaining in regulation. Bravo gets it into Klein, bounces it to Stevenson, running with Kaupte. Kaupte inside, needs a friend. Bravo puts it on the deck, back out Klein, open for three, you bet! Nothing but nylon for Klein, and she has really heated up in this second half. As we get a whistle and a timeout called by Christy Conforti. Klein now up to 22 points. She has had 20 points here in this second half. Eagles with a 14-point lead with 4:14 to play in regulation. Eagles trying to finish the job here on the Cougars and capture their 9th win of the season, their 4th in conference, their 7th here at the Drumner Center. Kaupte, Stevenson, White, Klein, and Bravo, the 5 on the floor here for Courtney Burns out of the timeout. Bray, Coogan, Carey, Lewis, and Corbett, the 5 on the floor for Caldwell. It's fed to Coogan. He pulls it back, fires for 3. Nice box out there by White. Met by 2, and the turnover poked away by Bray, and Lewis picks it up. Lewis all the way inside. Gets right around Klein. No problem for Janelle Lewis. Give her 24 on the game. No rush here for the Eagles. The clock is on their side. It's Stevenson putting on a show with the ball handling. Kaupte, the long 2, back iron. As Courtney Burns yells from the bench, move the ball. Dangerous pass by Lewis, finds the hands of Coogan, sprays it out. Bray, this 3-1 goes down, and we have a very interesting game. It goes, and it's a 9-point game with 3:15 to play in regulation as White is fouled. As Courtney Burns looks stressed on the sidelines. Pagan getting set to come back in for the Eagles. Pagan has 3 personal fouls. Lucy Coogan catching some strays from the audience here at the Drumner Center. I mean, she's got 20 points. Goes back to Bravo. The most dangerous person is the inbounder. Goes up to Pagan. Coming up on 3 to play here in regulation. Eagles with a 9-point lead. Still plenty of time on the shot clock. Again, the clock is the Eagles' friend here. No need to rush. Stevenson, nice pass inside to Pagan. And she gets her 16th point of the game. Stevenson with her 5th assist. And the Eagles lead back up to double digits. Foul on the floor goes on Pagan. That's her 4th personal foul. And it'll be Coogan back to the line where she has been automatic. 13 for 15 from the free throw line here in this one. 2:43 to play here in regulation. Sophomore from Ireland with 21 points here in this one, 14 for 16 from the foul line. This one to bring Caldwell back within single digits. Coogan with 15 of her 21 points coming from the foul line. She has lived there. Here in this one, Pagan out. Eagles go with the small ball lineup with Trinity Bravo playing the center position. Santiago playing the 4. Klein at the 3, and the backcourt with White and Stevenson. Interesting group here for Burns, but a nice substitution. I like it. Gets that ball handling on the floor. .243 to play here in regulation. Side out in the backcourt for the Eagles. Bravo needs a friend. She's got White ahead to Santiago. Eagles break the press with a 9-point lead. Timeout called by Courtney Burns with 2:34 to play in regulation. We'll step aside here on the CACC network. Klein, Santiago, Bravo, White, Stevenson on the floor for the Eagles. Carey, Corbett, Gordon, Bray, Coogan, 5 on the floor for Caldwell. So no Lewis on the floor for the Cougars. Stevenson gets the inbound pass. 2.5 to play here in regulation. Eagles trying to cling on for their 9th win of the season, their 4th in conference. 7 on the shot clock. It's Santiago across the lane. Back out Klein. Caldwell still breathing. A bucket here could make it really interesting. Coogan all the way inside. Offensive foul. The heart and soul of the Eagles. Trinity Bravo setting her feet. Lewis back in for Gordon. Lewis has 4 personal fouls. She's got 24 points in 22 minutes, does the freshman. White sees a double. Stevenson fakes a pass and breaks the press. 2 minutes to play here in the 4th. Bravo, the nail jump shot. As Courtney Burns alluding to Bravo that she wanted her to use the clock there. As 1:50 to play here in the 4th. It's Lewis swinging it. Carey, 3 goes here. It could be really interesting, but she missed everything. Carey now 3 for 6 from downtown. 100 ticks remaining between the Eagles' 9th victory of the season. Trying to extend their streak to 7 games won against the Cougars. Stevenson thought about the 3, wisely holds on to it. Simmons, Klein. 9 on the shot clock. Santiago, tough runner off glass. The former Canisius Golden Griffin delivers the dagger. Lewis inside, pass deflected by Bravo and taken by Santiago. Stevenson at the line here, where she has been exquisite. 6 for 6 from the free throw line. 13 points in 27 minutes for the 5'2" graduate student from Hartford, Connecticut. Seven for 7. And she comes into this one 41 for 50 on the year from the charity stripe. 8 for 8. Flawless from the charity stripe for D.D. Stevenson. Final minute to play. Eagles with a 13-point lead. Caldwell needs some triples here. It's Lewis creating. Corbett passes it right into the hands of Simmons. And Simmons has it poked from behind by Corbett out of bounds with 44.7 remaining on the clock. Stevenson. Stationary ball handling, not in a hurry. 6 on the shot clock. Stevenson makes her move and delivers the dagger. D.D. Stevenson. Give her 17 on the game as Lewis pulls it from 3 and drains it. Shot clock is dark. Eagles can sit on it, and they are going to advance to 9-6 overall. They win 93-80. Caldwell drops to 4-10 overall, 1-4 in conference. Eagles improves to 4-1 in conference. The buzzer sounds, and that will do it. Next matchup for Caldwell, they will host Chestnut College on Saturday at 1 p.m. And for the Eagles, they will also play on Saturday at 4 p.m. where they will travel to Philadelphia to face Jefferson University. Men's coming up next. Lots of pushing and shoving happening at the handshake line. So that will do it. Eagles win by 13. And they advance to 9-6 overall.